Gemini full moon happening on November 27th of 2023. When I talk about what this full moon really means, it's kind of a big deal because this moon in Gemini is bringing the fun, it's bringing a new energy, and it's going to be opening up so many pathways for you, your manifestation, your receiving, and a whole new way of looking at life in general. So with that being said, if you're interested, keep on watching. Hello and welcome back. This is Tina Wong from Tina Wong 000. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We have lots of stuff. We have so much fun here, and especially with the full moon in freaking Gemini happening on November 27th, guys, the world is going to shift. Your world is going to shift, and let me explain to you and show you how that's going to happen, how you can use this energy to propel you forward. 3 simple ways. So let's get into it. Way number 1, understanding what this Gemini energy is about. Gemini is an air sign, baby. And the air sign is also the symbol, not the air sign is the symbol. Gemini is the symbol of the twins. Okay, so what this Gemini full moon is bringing forth is a completion on the different aspects and the different identities of you. Sometimes, you may be feeling like you have multiple different personalities, okay? I don't know if anyone relates here. As you're going through life, as you're leveling up, as you are understanding yourself and finding your spiritual journey and your true path, you're going to explore the different aspects and the different sides of you. And I know for me personally this year, I've gone through so many versions of me. I've been stripped down. I stopped wearing makeup altogether, and today is the first time in months I'm putting on a lipstick. Okay, this is huge and this is fun, and I'll tell you exactly why I did it. And also you might be experiencing a new change in your identity as well. So with this whole new Gemini energy, the twin energy is that there's always another way. There's always another identity. There's always another pathway. There's always another perspective of looking at things. So when you're going through a huge transformation in your life like I did this year, you're going to be more aware of who you are not, who you are no longer, who you desire to be, who you are curious about becoming. So this is a really beautiful time for those of you who are like, I wonder how I look with a pink lipstick. Let's try it on. How do I feel if I go a month with no makeup? Let's try it on. How do I feel if I go to start a new YouTube channel, a new business, completely different from what I currently do? I want to talk about it in point 2 and 3. Let's try it on. So this is a really good time for you to be changing up identity and changing up what you normally would do, because the Gemini energy really encourages a completion of your old identity, which is this is me, my name is XYZ, and this is my way of doing things. And this is how I make my money. This is how I show up in the world. Like, this Gemini moon is going to shake you, wake you, open to new possibilities. And by the way, I'll be posting a meditation, which is truly a medicine, on my channel on how you can manifest a new beautiful timeline on this full moon and really closing off the old identities and the old timeline that is no longer true for you. Okay, so check back on the channel. Way number 2 of how this Gemini full moon affects you. And this is all about the inner child. The Gemini energy is all about bringing out the fun, bringing out the exciting, kind of like kiddish, childish kind of energy. Like, you look at the twins, right? Like, you think about like baby twins, how the mom would dress them the same and they would have really fun with the costume, right? So just think about that kind of energy. How can you have fun? How can you have more fun in your life? How can you play dress up? How can you spice up your life? the way that you've been doing your life, your routine, is it too boring? Can you have more fun with it? Like I literally went live on my Instagram today. And by the way, if you don't have me on Instagram, follow me at TinaWong000. And I go live very often and I don't hold anything back. So if you like stripped down, real raw, maybe I shouldn't say the things, but then I did say the things, that kind of vibe, oh my gosh. And we have mini trainings and all of that cool stuff. Instagram is where it's at. So I went live and we did a mini free training, surprise pop-up, and I was literally in my like workout clothes, cozy clothes. I was literally on the floor and I was just sharing about how you can have fun doing what you're meant to do, how you can find success in everything that you're destined for, but doing it your way. So more not training on my Instagram. But the thing here is that I've never did a live on the floor. I've never did a live on my yoga mat. I never did a live, in my like workout or whatever situation. So there's another way. There's a way to have fun. There's a way to make it easy for you. So around this time, if there's something that you know that you're meant to do, like starting that business, starting that Insta page, doing that new path, whatever it is, it's important for you to know that there's always another way. There's always another way of doing it more easily, more fun, and more you. And this is what I talk about when I coach my clients on identity shifting, because it's all about identity at the end of it. Why you're not doing the things? Because you don't believe that you are that identity. Because your identity dictates how you think, how you feel, how you act. Right? If I believe I'm a certain kind of person and I'm going to think certain thoughts, I'm going to have certain different feelings, I'm going to respond to things in a certain way, and what that means is that I'm going to be making decisions and moving in a certain way. For example, if I anchor an identity that I'm an entrepreneur, that I'm a YouTuber, that I'm a whatever podcaster, then what do you think I'm going to do? I'll be making YouTube videos, I'll be making podcasts, I'll be speaking, I'll be doing business, because that's my identity. But if I don't think who I am as an entrepreneur, I think I'm like, I don't know, I'm just a mom, I'm just a wife, I'm just a whatever student, okay? If I think of that, and the way that I make decisions, the way that I do things is going to base on that identity, because I don't entertain that I could be someone else. I'm not anchored in that this is who I am. So this is really interesting because Gemini allows us this playful energy to play with our identity, right? Play, dress up, try it on. That's what I was talking about in point number 1. But then this one is all about that fun, doing it easy, put on like something pink, put on something floral, put on something, I don't know, green, whatever your color is. By the way, what is your like fun color? Just curious. You like the bling bling like me? Do you like the sparkly things like me? You like the pink stuff like me? Like these things make me happy, So when I wear these things, like I'm more likely to work out. My workout outfit is very bling bling. It's very out there. But that's how I do it, It's like it makes me feel like it's fun to work out. Same with how I do my business, how I coach my clients, how I, do my impact in the world. I don't show up in the way that I'm expected to show up. I don't show up in a way where I'm wearing suits and tie. I don't know why I would do that. But, I don't show up in any way that makes me feel not me. I want to do it my way. I want to do it fun, because honestly, no one puts a gun to my head and saying I have to show up, I have to do what I do. No one forces me to do that. I decide it is what I want to do because it brings me joy. So if it actually here to bring me joy, then I better have a lot of fun doing it, or else I'm not doing it. So this is something for you to anchor into as you are stepping up during this time. And remember, 3 days before, 3 days after, sometimes even a week after, you're still in that energy. So work with it, see what's coming up for you, see what are the pathways that are opening that you are ready to make the change. And finally, the third but most important way on how you can work with this Gemini full moon energy is to know that you are smart. Okay, is to know that you are intellectual and knowing that you got it. As an air sign, Gemini, it represents the intellect. Okay, so don't downplay how much you got it. Don't downplay your intellect. And this is something I see a lot in the spiritual community. Sometimes we feel like, oh, screw the mind, F the brain, feel into your heart, all of that stuff, which is, I'm totally about, by the way. But there's a place for intellect. There's a place for your mind to work. There's a place when you understand how your brain works, it can work for you. So this is the time when you want to focus on your mindset, okay? The mindset that is helpful, the mindset that makes you feel witty, that makes you feel like smart, that makes you feel like I got it. These are the mindsets that's going to bring you success in what you're doing. This full moon, I truly feel like this is all about new identity, new way of living, new way of being, and also a true receiving of all your efforts thus far. Because full moon, unlike new moon is more like new beginning, but this full moon is all about, full moons in general, it's all about leading up to. It's like what intentions did you set on the new moon, right? And the last new moon is Scorpio, and I made some videos on it, I think, on my channel. You can check it out. So the new moon is about planting the seed, and the full moon is about reaping the rewards. So knowing that you've been doing the work, I hope, okay? If you're in my world, you're doing the work, okay? Or else I bring out my like Asian mom stick and I whip you, okay? Not actually whipping you, okay? We don't do that here, okay? We say no to violence, people. But you know what I mean, okay? It's time for you to understand that if you put in the work, then you're gonna receive the benefits. And sometimes you're like, what am I receiving? I don't get it, right? Just know that you've been working on your mindset. You've been working on healing yourself. You've been working on a different way of looking at things. You've been making moves. So if you know that you've been making moves, then around this time, you're gonna see a pathway opening. If you have the desire to change your career, change your identity, change the path, which is the new moon of Scorpio, the last one, around November, I can't remember now, 14th maybe, around that time, you can go back and watch my video where I explain more about it. It's all about evolution and changes. So I'm not going to be surprised at all that a lot of you guys are changing your career path. You're changing your identity. You're shifting into a whole new way of living. And the Gemini is giving you that confidence that you got it. Once you decide something with your heart, your mind can also back it up. Your mind is going to back it up in a way that is supportive, because sometimes our conscious minds need to be convinced of what the F our subconscious mind is doing, right? So sometimes it's not only just like I desire this with my heart and then it's gonna happen. Sometimes it takes a lot of convincing from the mind, right? It's like it is true that believing is seeing, but it's also true that seeing is believing. So what do I mean? Believing is seeing. It's like if you believe that the world's a beautiful place, people are nice, then you're going to start seeing evidence of that. It's like the whole thing with like, I want to see the red cars, and then you look out and then you see all the red cars that you never noticed before, right? This is something that people have done experiments on. And also, seeing is believing. It's like, oh, there are red cars out there, so maybe it's normal to get a red car too. So sometimes you need physical evidence for your mind to be convinced. So I want you to reflect on your past successes, the times where you've changed, the times where you made a decision to change your career, to change your identity, to change your path in life, and you have been successful at it, okay? Find the moments where you actually backed yourself up, where you actually created all the successes by you being you. I've done a lot of things in my life, for those of you who don't know, right? Like I was in a corporate job. I was doing marketing for like, some years. And then I say, screw it, I quit. I traveled the world. I've been traveling the world for the past 6 years. And, and then I tried a hippie, identity where I'm like sleeping in tents and stuff. And then I tried the 5-star, resort, like identity, that for a while. And it's like, oh, it's kind of boring. So then it's like I had to find my own identity, right? So allowing yourself to like play around with your identity, what's true for you, what makes you feel fun. And I'm going to leave you with something that is going to like be so important for your journey. And this is so helpful when I share this with my clients and my students. And this is this. You're not just one person. You're not just one thing for the rest of your life. Okay, so whatever is coming up for you right now, like I want to be an author, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a coach, I want to be a healer, like just know that you can do other things too. But right now, the thing that's coming up, that's calling you, that's pulling you, that is like knocking on your door, is the thing that is true for you now. Okay, and what happens here is that we want this overall, what is my soul purpose? What is the true thing I'm meant to do? That is a big umbrella. But what you do moment to moment, month to month, year to year, that thing change. Okay, so don't put the pressure that it needs to be that thing. Just know that it's meant to be that thing now, and trust that path. Okay, if you enjoy anything of this, like this video, subscribe to the channel. There's so much goodness, and again, meditation coming out for you. Check back or check below, maybe it's out already. Let me know where you're tuning in from, what you think, what you like, how you doing, all of that stuff. I love you, and watch this video for more goodness. I'll talk to you very, very soon.